We're doing it live. I need to go get a chair. Nobody's here. I'll be right back. Hey, whoever that is here. For some reason, chat doesn't show anybody in here, but I see that there's 4 people apparently. Hey, Julie, how are you? Get out of the way of this sunset over here. Yeah, right before. Sorry, bugs are everywhere. Right before I started this stream, I chased a deer out over here. I think he was trying to eat some apples out of this little apple tree here. Very cool. Yeah, Amy will be over here. Maybe she can talk to you about crocheting, because I know she's done some crocheting. I have not. Surprise, surprise. Sorry, got junk here. We're about to grill. We pulled a bunch of stuff from the garden this morning. We got a ton of squash, which if any of you guys have been watching our videos, you've seen our squash hauls. I don't know why the camera keeps doing that. But we need to eat some squash because we've got so much of it. And preserving squash isn't always the best. We've tried freezing it in a couple different ways, and really, you know, the way we like to eat it, of course, we like to eat it either fried or grilled or something. We don't, you know, really make too many casseroles out of it, really. But we will this year, because that's going to be the only way we can preserve a lot of this. Yeah, the garden's been doing really well. We actually pulled our first potatoes today. We just pulled up one of our plants. Hey, Lizzie, how are you? Yeah, we pulled some beans today. We're going to have a lot more beans soon. Some of our pickling cucumbers were ready, but not many. But there's going to be a lot here soon, and so we're going to make some pickles. And our potatoes aren't too far off, so that's pretty exciting. I'm happy about the potatoes. If you guys follow us on Instagram, we posted some Instagram-worthy photos, so Lizzie will be happy too. She keeps trying to get us to do some Instagram-worthy photos. Mm-hmm. You want to bring our Instagram basket?
No, I can. You need to set that up a little higher.
It's fine. Yeah, our kitchen's full of jars, Lizzie. So appreciate you sending us some. We will have plenty to can. When I came out here, I chased a deer off. It was underneath the apple tree over here.
Will you get me a chair?
I'll get you one now. You hold this. Hold down this.
You set this. That on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
A couple Lizzie's on there.
Lizzie's on there.
So I'll show you. Here's our Instagram worthy basket.
Start to see in the light. Oh. Yeah, we just came in from the garden. We went out and we decided to pick a couple green beans that were ready. And I was weeding the onions. We got onions because onions came out when I was weeding them. And then we got some potatoes too, and a cucumber. Oh gosh, hernia issues. That's not good. Yeah, this is our first season growing in the ground, and we've both dealt with some back issues as a result. We didn't realize how hard that was going to be on our bodies.
Just stretch. It's
Yeah.
hamstring. It's always your hamstring.
Here, let me hold this and you set that on there.
Hmm?
Can you set that on there, please?
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's real pretty night, so we figured we'd sit out here, make him grill up some food for us. Crocheting and drinking coffee. Nice. What do you like to crochet, Julie? I never knew how to crochet. Everyone in my family, all the women in my family did. And my mom has crocheted a ton. And I could never figure it out because I'm left-handed, so I couldn't learn. Like it didn't work in my brain. All I could do was chain stitch, and I would chain stitch like just hundreds of yards. I just love doing it. But finally I sat down and I watched a YouTube video of another left-handed person crocheting, and I could figure it out. So I've crocheted a lot of things and become a big hoarder of yarn as a result. So hi, Simply Jan. Hi, Lizzie. You didn't hear me earlier. Sorry, there's a gnat in my eye. Ugh. Danny's working on our power. We're out about 20 feet from the house, so he's connecting cords for us right now. Yeah, I haven't done any like sweaters or things like that. I've done lots of hats and like the earmuff headbands, scarves, blankets, shawls, but never like sweaters or anything. I haven't quite figured that out. I've made want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right, the amigurumi, or I don't know what that is. Where it's like the little animals. I've made a llama. That's really cool. Hi, Lala Farm. So Lizzie, I wanted to thank you for all of the jars that are filling my kitchen right now. We have a whole countertop full of jars. Lizzie's Danny's sister, and she sent us some. Danny thought it was something that I had ordered, but it wasn't. It was just boxes and boxes of jars that Lizzie sent us, and we'll be needing them soon because we have a ton of vegetables that are coming. So we charging up. Got it. There you go.
So we're good.
He's still here. He's got to cook his dinner now.
Yeah. Oh, Arkansas Pilgrim's here.
Hi, Arkansas
trouble.
Pilgrim. The party can start him here.
Hey, Lala Farm. I appreciate you stopping in.
Yeah.
Oh, Simply Jan's in here too. It's gonna be a wild night.
I know.
Hey, where's that slicer?
Everyone's got the mandolin.
Yeah.
It is in the bag that I brought today.
Got it.
You know where that is?
I'll figure it out.
It's in the kitchen. I think it's near that door.
Okay.
So we just started having our squash come in. It was last Friday that our first squash was ready to be picked. Since then, we picked, I think we're up to 16 pounds of squash and zucchini. And wherever there's space on the countertop that's not filled with jars from Lizzie, there's squash on there right now. Oh, Lizzie, he made you eat the white petals too. I didn't know if you would do that or not. Yeah, Simply Jam. We've been definitely collecting jars and lids. I've already had some, but basically since last summer, since we put an offer on this property, knew we were getting it, and started planning everything we wanted. Every time I went to the store and I saw that they had jars in stock, which wasn't very often, I'd pick up a case or two. So yeah, I haven't eaten squash flowers yet. I know that that is definitely a thing. So you just batter them and then fry them. We need to try that because our plants are covered in flowers still too. So I don't know if y'all can see the apple tree behind us. Those apples are starting to turn red. You can't see them from here, but in about a month and a half, we're gonna have about 10,000 apples, about that big. Yeah, pretty much everything Arkansas Pilgrim battered and fried is the southern way, no matter what. I say that anything is good cooked in bacon grease with onions and garlic. So adjust y'all a little bit. Hope Danny brings a chair out for him. I'm gonna make him work. So how's everyone's garden going so far? I think Arkansas Pilgrim, weren't you struggling a little bit with your squash? Or was it your tomatoes? I can't remember. I think the only new sound was the AC kicking on, or ice. With okra flowers, that'd be good. Yeah, we've got two 50-foot rows of okra, and they're all about a foot tall right now. No flowers on them yet, but we both love okra. Our favorite way to eat okra is to grill them, actually. And I think maybe Danny's favorite way is to have them fried, but I like them grilled. Yeah, okra is actually in the marshmallow family, so the flowers might actually be kind of tasty. Pretty much everything. Yeah, we have finally planted some flowers. We've got 2 rows of black oil sunflowers right now. And then last week we put in a row of cutting sunflowers, all different like colors. And so half of that is the cutting sunflowers and half of it is different zinnias. And then we also did dahlias from seed too. So we'll see how those come up. Beans are a bust. What happened to your beans? Lizzie, my favorite thing to use is adobo. He'll probably bring some of it out. I found it. We have Publix in our area. That's where I found it before. I've never seen Walmart carry it, and I guess you guys, when you guys came up here, you went to Food Lion, and they didn't have it there. But I just like a little bit of oil and then adobo sprinkled on it. It's my favorite thing for any kind of grilled vegetables, whether it's zucchini or squash or okra or onions are really good with that too. Here you go, Simply Jan. Yeah, we tried carrots for the first time this year, and I think I planted them a little bit too late, and I also planted them too thickly, and then I didn't weed them enough. So they came up great, but the carrots stayed pretty small, and the grass like weeds that were in them were just as tall as the carrots. So last week we started pulling them out. We still got like 4 pounds of carrots from it, but it just wasn't exactly what we were looking for. Has it been a little bit colder than normal where you are, Arkansas Pilgrim?
Yeah.
Or did you guys get all that rain too? It's worth trying again because most peas are only 50 to 60 day maturity, so don't give up on them. So Simply Jan, the weather this week, we've actually the last 2 days has been really nice. It's been, I think, a high of like the low 80s and not too humid, and the nights have been pretty cool. But it's today got really hot, and I think it's supposed to just kind of stay hot. Not much rain in the forecast either, so. Canning carrots tomorrow. Yeah, I've never canned carrots. We didn't get enough to can them. I'm gonna roast them. I think there's a Paula Deen recipe that's supposed to be really good. My friends made it for me before. It's butter and brown sugar and Jack Daniels cut up, mixed together, roasted. So we're gonna do that this weekend. I'm thirsty. We literally just walked in from the garden. We were out there. I had not this solo cup, a different solo cup with water in them. I was out there picking the Japanese beetles to get them off my beans. Yeah, I feel like you guys have had a lot of rain, so. Hi, Arizona kid. Ooh, you got the nice chair. Alabama chair.
It's the only other chair I got. If I can get it to work.
Enough room.
It's complicated.
I'm gonna break this chair. There we go. Let me scoot in a little more. Not that. You don't have to be that close to me. It's okay.
There you go.
That's better. Just halfway out of the picture. There it is. That's it. Is it sifting some soil? Shifting some soil. Hi.
It's sifting.
Sifting? Sifting. Yeah, there's no H.
Canning carrots, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. We're going to try carrots again this fall. So hopefully we'll have enough to put away then. Although you're not a big carrot person. I'm not a huge carrot person either, but I was telling them I want to make it the way that Emily made it for us that one time with the Jack Daniels.
Yeah, you can make
So.
make anything good with Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Because the more you eat, the better it gets.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that usually is.
Yeah, you just burn off the alcohol though, so those really count.
I know.
prettier than Danny. Depends on the day. He's got his man makeup on
I
right
don't actually
now.
appreciate that,
So,
Jan. I don't know how I feel about that.
yeah, he's the one that's already freshened up and had the shower and everything.
Right.
I'm fresh off the field. Yeah, it's a lot of hair.
Hey, Free Hanley.
Down in my
The
butt.
rabbit's still alive, Lizzie, but I'm not sure how much longer it's gonna be.
Where did Lizzie say that? Oh, I missed that.
There's a bunch of rabbits
still around.
actually. But the rabbit has not messed with the garden yet. Yet, keyword.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, we haven't been hungry. So
as long as you still have hot dogs in the fridge, I guess the rabbit's safe.
yeah, the rabbit's somewhat safe. Yeah.
Need you to teach me how to braid. Yeah. Yeah, I just had it up in a big old messy bun when I was out there working. I figured I'd fix it up a little bit for you guys. It'd be so
You'll have
scary.
to show them how you do your crazy braids one day.
Well, I will. I'll just start another YouTube channel. It's all about braids.
Braids.
So.
Braid DNA.
Mm-hmm. Braid DNA.
But the D in that.
No, don't.
You're going to try to braid this? If you can braid this, you can braid anything.
What's that noise?
That is an apple falling from the tree.
I noticed there are a couple apples on the ground.
Oh, got a fire. Be
Oh,
back.
jeez. The grill's on fire right now.
It's fine. This is fine.
Yeah, Jolie, I was more interested in the flower aspect of farming or gardening than Danny was more interested in the vegetables. I was always the one that made the beds pretty in our other house. There's not really any beds made around this house, so we just kind of snuck them in to rows that we weren't using in the garden. But I'm excited because I did get a bunch of flowers that are specifically for cut flowers, so we could have some pretty stuff in the house. So I don't know how to braid it all. Yeah, Simply Jan. It basically, that whole thing is apples. It's covered in them. They're called June apples, so they're a little bit smaller than you'd like see at a grocery store. But they're really sweet and they're supposed to be really good for frying. We had a couple of them last year, but at that point we didn't own this house yet, so we didn't really want to take a whole bunch. But basically, once these are really ripe and they start falling, deer will just come up here about this time every evening and start, pulling them up off the ground. So it's kind of cool because the edge of that tree is only about 10 feet from our bedroom window. So it's a really, really pretty view. Yeah, there you go, Julie. At our other house, we've got, it's kind of like a traditional neighborhood. And the neighbors on both sides really don't have anything. They have some, just regular old landscaping shrubs around their house, but no flowers to speak of. So right now it's weird because this is the first year in like 5 or 6 years that we haven't done anything over there. We haven't planted any vegetables, and we haven't really done anything to pretty it up. So it's just been the perennials that have come back, and it's neat because there's all these things there that aren't supposed to come back in our zone. We have elephant ears that aren't supposed to come back each year in our zone, and they have for years and years. We have dahlias that aren't supposed to come back in our zone. Bachelor buttons. It's been cool to see all the things that they say that you can't grow or it can't be a perennial plant that still have been, especially with the winter that we had last year. Because I think for everyone, winter was just so much colder than normal. It was neat to see everything come back. Daughters have a lot of hair, my son too. Arkansas Pilgrim, you have a lot of hair. We could braid your hair. Yeah, my boss is bald, and anytime I come into work with a fancy braided hairdo, he comments on him. I tell him that if he just grow his out for a little while, I'd braid it for him too. Raccoons would be on the branches of the cherry tree. Goodness. Yeah, I don't think we've seen any raccoons here. It's funny, all the things that we have seen, like the vultures, crows, turkeys, and turkey babies. I don't know if y'all saw that in one of Danny's videos. Deer, like random cats, random dogs. Something we were commenting on, we've only seen a squirrel here once in a year, whereas at the other place in the neighborhood there's squirrels everywhere. I don't know what the difference is. Have we sold our other house yet? No, not yet. We still haven't quite put it on the market. We are going back and forth each week, just depending on what my work schedule is. Going there and doing some things, and then coming back here and getting rooms ready to finish moving in. We want to repaint the living room downstairs, and we're finishing up some landscaping in the backyard. We had to redo part of the deck and kind of just prettied up. We want to stain it. We want to pressure wash the house, and then we'll be ready to put it on the market. But I'm hopeful that all of that goes well. We in our area, prices, like our house has gone up in value, I think 20% in the last year, and every house in our neighborhood that has gone on the market this year has gone under contract in less than a week. So just hope that goes well and is easy. I think we talked a little bit about it in Gail Southern Living's live stream last week. She was asking a bit about that and what our plan was. Originally, when we bought this, our plan wasn't to move here for 3 years. But once we had it, we just knew we had to be out here sooner. We wanted to be here full time instead of splitting our time and slowly updating things. We figured we'll live in a fixer upper for a while and just make the best of it. So read all your comments. Bye, Arkansas Pilgrim. I'm glad you came. Yeah, Julie, this is close to a park that has bear in the name of it. So when we first got here, I was fully anticipating seeing bears, and there just being bear sightings all over the place. But I have not seen one yet, thank goodness. So oh, I felt like it just got dark. Yeah, I'm hoping we don't have any trouble. It's in a good neighborhood, and the house is in good shape. It's just, you get paranoid. Like, did we do enough to make it look nice? We just remodeled the kitchen there like 2 years ago, so all new, painted the cabinets, all new like fancy appliances, new backsplash and countertops. So it's funny because we had just kind of like mentally committed that we were just going to stay there make the best of it. And, you know, it's a small yard, just covered in shade, and we really couldn't do much. But this just popped up, and I just had to run with it. They making burgers. He turned the grill on, and I think he's inside getting the food ready. We were gonna hop on here after that. And he goes like, "Oh, we're live!" So I'm gonna let him cook dinner, and I'm gonna sit here and have my drink. So he's coming back out. I'm wondering where you are and what you're doing.
I've got it. Cook all this squash.
Do you want me to get it ready?
No, I'm good. I'm done.
You already did it?
I got more squash than this.
How much squash did you get?
Just a bunch.
Did you do any zucchini?
Huh?
Did you do any zucchini?
Yeah, this is zucchini.
Okay. Yeah, brown bear. Yeah, at one point, aren't you happy that you took the plunge? Yeah, I am. It's weird. It's such a big change of mindset, and like speed of life, and also I guess like the comforts of living where we were before. We were, 2 minutes from a Walmart and a Target, and 10 minutes from my work, 10 minutes. We're basically where we were, 15 minutes outside of, Richmond and everything that came with it. So it was always easy and comfortable, but it just, at the same time, it didn't feel right, especially with everything that happened last year, and, not really a lot of uncertainty. It felt better to us to get away from it all. Got it all on the grill?
Got at least all the squash can do.
Are we only having squash for dinner?
Yeah, so we have to set up rules now that you have to eat your squash before you can eat anything else, because we have so much squash that
4 bites of squash.
if you want a hot dog, we have to eat 2 squash apiece. Full squash.
Hey, Zach. That's my brother.
Hey, how you doing?
Are you happy we took the plunge?
Which plunge?
Here.
Oh, yeah.
This plunge? I don't know.
No, both plunges. Both plunges I'm happy with. No, I'm very happy. I don't know.
I can't get him away from this place.
Yeah.
We put the offer on this house, and the owners casually mentioned to him that he could come up here if he wanted to come see it without them being here, or scheduling a time with a realtor. And literally every weekend from the time that they said that to the time that we were closed on the house, he came up here. We came up here.
Yeah. We even camped out one night.
In the middle of summer, yeah. We camped out on top of the hill. And just got up early one morning and left. We're like, well, they didn't put any time restrictions on when we could come up there and visit.
Don't tell us we can do something unless you're going to let us do it.
Yeah, we just snuck in here, and it's funny.
Yeah.
You're the same way.
No, it was. I mean, it's. I don't want to say perfect, because nothing's perfect, but it's pretty close to everything that I could want in a property. So I'm pretty happy. And, we knew we were going to put a lot of work into it, and it was going to take a lot of work. We knew we wanted to start a garden. We knew we wanted to do all these things. And so far we've done them. And they've been pretty successful. So I'm pretty happy.
Yeah. You make Simply Jan a moderator for us? Thank you, Simply Jan. We appreciate it.
Pretty sure I can.
Don't remove her.
Hide user.
Hide the user.
Put user in
timeout. We can put you in timeout. Oh boy.
Make sure I'm actually adding.
Yeah. There you go.
Thanks, Jan. Appreciate it. Because we got all kinds of hoodlums in here.
Yeah, who knows?
And you need to take care of them.
Family. Don't let them get out of line.
Yeah. If Lizzie says anything, mute her.
Yeah. You buy something, you gotta try it out. So we did.
Yeah, so we have a ton of blackberries here, Jan. They're still a little.
They look like little raspberries right now. Yeah. It's got dark.
Yeah, I don't know. It's getting dark, but I need to put a light out here or something.
Yeah. It's better this way. We need to see your faces.
Right. Although I do need to check the grill, make sure we're not burning something. But yeah, we have a ton of blackberries that very soon will need to be picked.
Mm-hmm.
We've already eaten a couple of them. There's not that many that are ripe yet. But
yeah, they're still pretty tart.
Yeah.
But, so I'm trying to think of what to make with blackberries. I know I like blackberry jam. I like blackberry cobbler. I don't know if you guys have any other ideas for us as to what to make. Do you like any other blackberry things? You just eat them fresh. I like them fresh.
I just like
them in yogurt, like with granola. That's good.
Yeah, I just like to eat the things. I don't have to make anything super special with them. I just
trying to figure out how to preserve them.
Yeah, we do need to preserve them because we're probably going to have so many. But well, maybe you might just eat them all.
Or the bears might come out and get them.
Or the bears might get them.
Or the crows.
And the deer.
And the deer.
The rabbits and everything else.
Have you seen a raccoon here?
I have not.
Yeah, you haven't seen any raccoons. Muffins, that'd be good. Yeah, I figure anything I can't figure out what to do with, I'll just go ahead and freeze. But there's only so much freezer space. We've got just the regular side-by-side, like fridge, refrigerator here. At the other house, we do have a big deep freezer, but that just hasn't made its way over here yet. So trying not to freeze anything I don't have to. But yeah, fruits and stuff like that, definitely. So our whippoorwill's going again. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. How's it going? You good?
Yeah, it's good. It's just everything fell apart on me when I was trying to put it in the grill. So.
Did you put the adobo seasoning on it?
I did. Well, actually, I did not. I put the other one.
The one that you bought?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll try it out. Yeah, the whippoorwill. He's actually further away than normal. There's a couple. He's coming closer. He's going to come say hi. Normally, he parks his butt right over here near that tree or down in this walk-in. And he's right by the window. Lucy, you're safe. Yeah. The sun's just about down. It's 9 o'clock. It's crazy how long these days are because it's 9 o'clock now, but it's still a decent amount of light. And for me in the mornings, I don't know how you guys are, but for me in the mornings, once the light comes through the window, I can't fall back to sleep. It just wakes me up and I can't fall back to sleep. And here, there's light that starts before even 5 o'clock right now. I try to make myself sleep past 5 in the morning. It's hard. So Danny's good. He doesn't mind it, but it's hard for me. But honestly, I like it because then it gets me up and gets me moving more. It just means I don't get as much sleep. There's another whippoorwill that way now. Smells good. I said it smells good. Need help? You gonna get us a light? Jeez.
see you a little bit.
Yeah, you don't want to see me. Wild blackberries growing. Hi, Work Shop Project. Your brother's cooking me dinner right now. He's actually trying to shed a little light on the subject first. It is getting dark quick.
Yeah, it is.
Right here. I know 9 o'clock. We're finally in from the garden. We finally eat dinner. Ooh, there's something. Oh my goodness! No, this is not it.
It's wonderful. There you go.
All right, that's something. Shine it at your face. Put it right here, maybe.
Does that look good?
You click here in the Blair Witch Project.
Looks like this tree's my hair.
It is. Bob Ross. Happy little tree. Yeah, all the blackberries, Jolie, are wild here right now. Eventually, kind of behind where this tree is in the field, I want to fence that off and do an orchard. And eventually have things like blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, grapes, things like that. And yeah, I love strawberry freezer jam. My mom used to do that. We had one of those pick your own strawberry fields near our house, and we'd go there every summer or every spring, I guess rather. And she didn't can, but she would make freezer jam, and that was good. So in that same place, I want to set up a perennial kind of garden patch that does strawberries and asparagus and whatever else I come up with. So that'll be coming eventually. I know they say the first thing you're supposed to do on your property is put all your perennial plants in, but we kind of wanted to spend a year figuring out exactly where we wanted things to be placed, especially things that were permanent. So like a green screen setting. Yeah, pretty much. And Danny has an afro. Yeah, since the pandemic started, he finally started letting me cut his hair, and he likes traditional, high and tight, nothing too exciting. And I had been telling him for years I wanted to cut his hair, that it would save him time, because he'd always let it go a long time. Sorry, I'm watching him grill. Can you see the food?
Nope.
Okay, cool. But since the pandemic hit, I was convinced him that, all right, let me start cutting your hair. But he doesn't have curly hair. It was all straight, but it would get a little unruly. He's using too much shampoo. He's got that Rogaine. You need help? Check in that new silverware thing I brought, or buy it. That would be my best guess. He's trying. He's over there grilling in the dark spot of the house. It is nice weather right now. The days are hot and humid, but as soon as the sun gets about here, we get a lot of shade, and it's just not over you anymore. We were planning on cooking first and then spending an hour or two in the garden, but the garden was calling us, so we went out there. Need help? Typical guy response. Nope. Pretty much. Yeah, it's funny because there's this it's two fields. There's our house and the big field, and then over there there's an acre field where we have the garden, but in between it is trees. So at first we were like, what is this? Why is this here? We're just gonna cut all these down. But we discovered really quickly in the winter that that is a great wind block because the wind comes from the top of this hill on the top of the field and just blows all the way down. And it's kind of bad in the wintertime, honestly. But the this line of trees is great for right now when the sun does go over. It gives you that shade in the like the late evening. Um, but it also is a good windbreak for protecting all of the plants from the wind that's in this field right here. So it means that there's less like nice breezes over there to keep us cool, but um, I guess it's better for the plants. So
I mean, it still gets some wind.
yeah, it's still a little breeze, but it's just not the really hard ones. Bye, Julie. Thanks for coming in. Sorry, the bugs are getting me. Yeah, Lizzie, everything still is just growing like crazy. We last Sunday I was out there with the tomatoes and I was like, wow, this is crazy. The tomatoes are up to my hip now. And we were walking out there just like a couple hours ago. I was like, oh, the tomatoes are up to, like the top of my ribs now, It's just like in 6 days, 5 days, they've grown almost another foot. So they love the heat. They're happy.
Yeah, they're definitely doing good. Everything really is. I mean, the only thing we've really had issues with is we've had a lot of cucumber beetles that have really eaten into our beans, but our beans have grown through it. So
they look pitiful. They look like they were done because it was like just the two little leaves of the bean plant, and they were just like looked like Swiss cheese. We thought it was it. They just kept growing. So, and then we picked today. I don't know for people that have gotten here if you can even see it. We picked all this stuff today. So down here is maybe 3 or 4 meals worth of green beans, a cucumber. We had one potato plant that was starting to look kind of pitiful, so we pulled off of one potato plant. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 good size potatoes and a couple little baby ones in there. Lizzie, I was in there weeding the onions, and a couple of them were flopping over, so they're still a little bit small, and I think that they just couldn't stand up to me waiting around them as much, so they came out with them. But
yeah, Wickeshire, one of the things that's interesting that we found is we have a lot of milkweed, but it's actually called dogbane, but it's in the milkweed family. We thought it was milkweed because it's just like milkweed, except for it's called dogbane. And the Japanese beetles and several other beetles tend to just fly right to that and stay on that. And so I think that's actually reduced some of the damage to our vegetables because they prefer to go to those things first. They'll eventually come over, so we have to do something. We have to kill them. And really what we've been doing is just manually
smushing them. What we've seen the most of this year is cucumber beetles. And at the other place, I don't think we've ever had cucumber beetles. At the other place, we dealt with squash bugs and Japanese beetles.
Yeah.
Basically, that was it. Some other things.
And some occasionally.
Vine borers, yeah. But here it has been just cucumber beetles everywhere. Other things too, but that was the main one.
Yeah, the dogbane's everywhere. I mean, it's all in these fields. It's been growing for a while. It just keeps growing. So it's kind of nice. I mean, again, and actually,
it's easy to pull up too when you don't want it there. Dogbane?
No, milkweed. Milkweed's good for monarch butterflies because apparently they eat that. And
I think that's their their one like host plant for when they have caterpillars. So
yeah, I don't know if dogbane is a host plant for them though or not, but
I haven't done any research on that.
See you, Arizona Kid. Appreciate you coming by.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, and I think the problem, you're always gonna have bugs, and you can't get rid of all of them because they just come from everywhere. Some neighbor's farm may have it, and they can fly 5 miles, some of these bugs, to find food. So you're never gonna get rid of them. It's just to minimize it as much as you can. But also, they're not going to necessarily, unless it's really bad, destroy your crop. A lot of them just do some damage. They get their food, they lay their eggs, and then they go away.
Except for squash vine borers.
Except for squash vine borers,
Hate them.
which must be eliminated
all of them
from the planet.
We have never gone a season without our squash being completely destroyed by squash vine borers. So, but we've also never been able to succession sow
Right.
squash. Say that 5 times fast. Or really give them space, because we were always cramming our squash and zucchini into tiny little raised beds. So, well, thanks, Wickershaw Project. Yeah, I don't get to be on here much because most of the time I'm away working, and he's a lot more comfortable in front of the camera than I am. I have to prepare myself, and I'm more of an introvert, but he's done a good job of being committed to it.
Spend some more time on it.
I know, what a doubt. No. Yeah, it's a whippoorwill. We have them all around. Bye, Simply Jan. Thanks for coming in. Bye, Lizzie. Yeah, and I have gotten more comfortable, but I just don't do it often enough. On here, Danny's the one that can talk.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. You get used to it, but I think some people are uncomfortable with lives too. But I just kind of treat it like I'm trying to talk to people in my videos, and so I kind of imagine that people are there anyway, even though I'm standing out in the field by myself talking to myself, which is weird. That's the weird part. But once you get over that, you just keep talking pretty much.
Well, you can have a conversation with yourself too. So
that's true. I can have good conversations with myself. Loud conversations.
Right.
It's okay to talk to yourself as long as you don't say to yourself, "What did you just say?"
Trying to read it.
That's when you know you've gone crazy.
Lightning bugs. I haven't seen them yet to watch.
It's because we're blinded by the light over
I
here.
know,
We can't
we
see
put a little
anything.
light there. Right on my pasty face, and we put it on your tan face. Yeah.
Beauty.
Mm-hmm.
I need to trim my mustache.
Yeah, you do. You ain't got no upper lip.
Yeah. It is nice out here.
Mm-hmm. Little breeze coming in right now. It's okay to talk to yourself. Get to answer yourself.
Yep. I said, as long as you don't say, "What did you just say to me?" then it's a little bit you've gone too far.
Mm-hmm. But he'll be in the other room, and I'll hear him, and then I'll be like, "Who are you talking to?" Like thinking he's on the phone. He's like, I was just talking to myself. I was thinking about something. Something got me worked up." So he talks it out, thinks it through.
I think it's a good thing to talk to yourself.
Yeah.
Because I think there's something about hearing your own thoughts out loud that kind of resonates with you. Because sometimes I'll be having a conversation with myself and say something I think, and then I hear myself say it and say, that doesn't make any sense. Let me change that. So, and I think a lot of times internal thoughts don't get that same. It's kind of like writing things down. When you write things down and you reread them, sometimes you get a little more clarity on what you really mean.
Mm-hmm.
And so also you remember things better. When you hear them, when you write them down, you remember them better.
Keep reading. Trillion cells in your body talking to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it's definitely
Sorry.
yeah, there's lots of bugs in there. Yeah, it's I don't know. I think I spend more of my life now trying not to think than trying to think. Even though I do a lot of thinking, I think the more difficult thing to do is to stop thinking.
Yeah. Well, and this last year for you has a big change of life too.
Yeah.
Difference in seeing people and being around them at work, and
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it does make you reflect inward.
Yeah.
More often.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I really like this place too is because I have always said, you need to go out and just stare at a tree every once in a while. And the reason why you do that is because you need to stop thinking for a minute. And my brain goes all the time, and I know a lot of people out there are the same way, where it's sometimes hard to stop your brain from going, and so you get burnt out faster. But if you can stop it by just staring at a tree and concentrating, and it's really meditating and trying not to think about anything, you can reset yourself, and it kind of decompresses you without having to. Most people just go on vacation, right? You go to the beach, but I think there are small times, where you really just need to sit outside and stare at a tree and try not to think about anything.
Well, this whole world is just go, go, go. Always be productive. Always, be creating value and worth, and contributing to society. And sometimes you need that self-care time, right?
A vacation, L family, is when all the work that you were going to do during that week you do either before or after. That's what a vacation is.
Especially with work that doesn't stop. You take a vacation away from it, it's still there. It's just piling up for you for later.
The myth of a real vacation.
Yeah, vacation is when someone else does your job for a week and you don't come back to more work.
Well, yeah, that would be a real vacation, but that never happens. Yeah, no one ever does your job for you while you're gone. You hope every time you're like, I hope somebody takes care of this. And they're like, hey, we saved this for you.
I made all these message and post-it notes for you.
That's funny. Let me check this again. This grill.
You still have stuff on it? Yeah, we might eat at some point tonight. I don't know. Yeah, L family gardening. What I do on vacation is I tend to bring a book because I still need something to distract my mind. I can't just let it be quiet. I have to have something else. So generally I'll read a whole book or two on vacation. I can't just sit by a pool or by a beach because that's not relaxing to me unless I've got something going. Yeah, Orchid Shop Project, we've just got the cat and dogs right now. So there's still, pet sitting involved in that. And then after that, I think chickens is the next thing that we plan to get here. We know that'll be harder for going away, but really our goal is once we're able to both be here full time, that we make this will just be permanent vacation, right? So yeah, when I'm home, I tend to do my reading at night. It's harder for me to do it in the morning. I've thought about doing guinea hens, but I get such mixed not reviews, but I guess I don't know what the word is. Mixed opinions, yeah, on whether people enjoy having them or not. I know that they're great for, like the tick population. They're great alarm animals. But I also hear that they're a little wild. They can be hard to, keep. in an area. Um, and they can sometimes be too loud. So I'm not sure. I've never actually like been around them in person either. So I feel like maybe I need to expose myself to them, just to someone that has them, and then decide from there. But I like the idea of guineas mainly for the tick population, just because the dogs were constantly pulling ticks off of them. So, hi, Dr. Herbalist. Yeah, I've thought a lot about doing rabbits too. Did you bring me? You bring me a squash?
Yep.
Boy, here's a squash. I'm taking both of them. I've thought about doing rabbits, and I think that will be something that I do want to do at some point in the future. I just think chickens will be the first like livestock animal we get. I like the idea of rabbits for their poo for the garden, and also as a possible meat source. But I get scared because then I hear about rabbits are hard to keep alive, and all these different ailments that they have. I guess I just need to get over my fear of some of those things. So
You have a drink over there?
yes, but I need ice. If you're asking.
Yeah, you're gonna need it. That stuff's spicy.
Oh, I thought you were asking if you wanted to give me more drink. It's fine. I'll get up in a minute.
Yeah.
You gonna try it with me? You make me eat alone?
Yeah. Sure that everything's good here.
Hi, Aussie Garden Kitchen. Well, thanks for stopping in. Boston.
All right, cheers. Squash.
Reading comments. People talking
Sorry.
to us. Cheers. Jersey.
It's spicy too.
How's everything you make spicy?
I don't know why.
Butcher 30 monthly. You have any of that
Wow.
on your channel? Check you out. Oh, it's so spicy.
Oh yeah.
You want rabbits?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I mean, I gotta kill the wild rabbits that Lizzie doesn't want me to kill, so
Lizzie's gone.
that's fine. Yeah, Lizzie's. I told her I might have to kill a rabbit because if it gets in my garden, I'm going to end that. And so she just kept saying, "Look at the rabbit," because we'd see a ton of rabbits every year. She's like, "See, it's not in your garden. You can leave it alone. Run, rabbit."
A monster-sized bee.
All right, Aussie. Yeah. I mean, he's still out here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Elf.
Yeah, potatoes. Oh, it's too spicy. Ugh. You're gonna have to eat all those.
If I gotta do that, I gotta do it.
All right, I need more
All right.
drink.
Hang on 1 second. I gotta
Okay,
run.
I'll stay right here. What are you doing? All right. So what does rabbit taste like? I heard it tastes like chicken. Like dark meat chicken, but good. And that if you weren't told that it was rabbit before you ate it, you would think it was chicken. So I'm curious to get your opinion. So we like chicken. So did you eat rabbit?
Yeah, you can go inside and get yourself something to drink.
Mm-hmm.
And
my lips are burning. I can't handle spices as well as you can.
I didn't know it was gonna be that spicy. I wouldn't have done as much.
You're gonna
as I
have
did.
a lot of squash to eat now.
The food's over there if you want to take it in for me. Actually, if you can get me a Bud Light or something. Sure. Mustard's fine. Yeah. Appreciate it. Sunset pretty quick back here. Yeah, I put my trail cam up over by the garden too to see if I can catch some deer. I walked out the other night because when I came back, I was gone for a couple of days, and I came back to and I'd left the trail cam over there, and so I went to look and see if I could find it, if it had caught anything, and I forgot I had it out there, and I saw a deer. I was spotlighting it. I got to probably with about 15 feet of it or so. That when I was in the Marine Corps, after 9/11, I was in Quantico, Virginia, and we had to watch over the general's lawn. It was kind of silly, but it was 24-hour duty, and you were armed, and they gave you ammo, but told you weren't authorized to shoot. And I said, well, then why are you giving me the ammo? It was just kind of funny because no one knew what to do after 9/11. But so we were out there guarding the general's lawn, and I say that we're actually guarding the communications building that was right beside it, but they had a ton of deer. There's a big deer population over there. There's even a couple of albino deer in Quantico, and I was sitting out there at like 2:00 in the morning, and there's just this field with tons of deer in it, and I'm just I'm bored. I have nothing really to do, so I start spotlighting this deer, and I'm just shining my flashlight at him, and he'll look up, and I'll stop. And then he'll go back down and eat, and then I'll keep walking, and he'll hear me, and he'll look up, and I'll stop. And I got to within arm's length of this deer just by shining a flashlight in its eyes, and then it ran off. I probably could have touched it, but I just didn't try. Yeah, 6 to 30 is a lot. I've seen 5 or 6 in this field up here. Of course, I'm sure there's more, but the area around us is nothing but hunt lands. So it's all pine forests that they use to forest, and they lease it as hunting lands. So there's tons of deer. There's turkeys. I've seen turkeys out here. I haven't been hunting in a long time. I mean, since I was a kid. And I was never really an avid hunter, just because I just didn't have, I'm not against it or anything. I just didn't have, people didn't take me. And I didn't really just have that urge like some people have. I've kind of always been more of a gardener than a hunter. But I might start doing some of that here. Yeah. But yeah, and you can do, feed plots and stuff like that too. We may eventually, if I do really get into deer hunting, but, the hunters that are around here do really control the population well. So. Thank you. Ricochet, I don't know if you drink, but here's Devil's Backbone being a lager, which is a really delicious beer. I like it. A Virginia one. Yeah, a buddy of mine does that. He brews a couple different kinds. Maybe one day I'll get into it. It's funny because there's so many things I like to get into that I just can't get into all of them. But it's like metalworking and stuff like that. Blacksmithing or whatever. I think that's very interesting. I just have no time I'd much rather work on, let's say, wood, like woodworking and stuff. And so if I had my druthers, I would do that. Yeah, I didn't drink beer at all until I was probably 25, I would say. And I started drinking, light beer and stuff like that. But I can't do IPAs or anything that's really bitter like that. I need lagers. Yeah, my favorite kind is like a Hefeweizen or something like that, where it's kind of a wheat, little more sweet beer. Rock splitting. That's interesting. Watched a video of a guy the other day splitting this huge stone. With just a bunch of wedges and a hammer. Yeah. Yep. That's what I like. I've tried all kinds of stuff. I've even tried some vinegar-based beers, which I cannot stand, which I don't know if those are, considered bitter or not, but that was some of the nastiest stuff I've ever tasted. Yeah, we're going to have a bunch of cucumbers to pick tomorrow. I just remembered. We went out to pick some today. We found a couple of them, but some of them are right on the edge, and I know that probably by tomorrow evening they're going to be just right. I don't know what that was that just flew by. Probably a moth. So what are you guys up to freehanding?
Oh, creepy now. It's really dark.
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting a little dark.
Oh, gosh. I'll talk.
We have a little spring. It's not much of anything, but it's constantly flowing. So, but it runs through the property. There's another spring that there's one that starts on our property, and then there's one that runs through it from another property down towards the bottom. We do want to make a pond eventually, a spring-fed pond, if we can. Thanks, L Family Garden. I really appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, that's crazy. 11 p.m.
What does it say? I can't read them.
Won't get dark until 11 p.m. there.
I think I kind of like that, but I'd really mess our sleep schedules up.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, longer days are nice, but they usually come with shorter days later.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, winter's hard for me when it gets dark at 5.
Yeah, winter sucks.
Mm-hmm.
One thing here, I mean, we are very, central U.S. We're not southern, so our days aren't super long, and our winters or our summers aren't super long, but our winters aren't super long either. So
we truly get all 4 seasons.
Yeah. Although
there's some spring
and fall.
Some springs that feels like it just turns from cold to hot immediately, or others that you feel like the winter's never going to end, but we do get all 4 seasons. So
yeah, especially this year. We definitely had a long spring. Sorry.
I'm trying to scarf our 9 o'clock dinner now.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome think about for solar panels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we will eventually do something to that extent. We're not sure how far we're going to go with it, but solar is in our future at some point.
Mm-hmm. We're not trying to go 100% off grid, but I mean, honestly, we already have the well. If we had electric,
Yeah, we had solar,
we'd pretty much be there. So
yeah, barely there.
Just have to learn how to harvest our own salt, and we'd be good. We wouldn't need anybody, right?
Right. We just go to the ocean, get a bucket
Mhm.
of water, and let it evaporate. Now you got salt and water.
Mm-hmm. Bug biting me.
Yeah.
He was like, something's on me. Bug crawling on you.
Yeah, I think that's a either click beetle or a lightning bug. Click beetle.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd probably need a lot of batteries to save all that up. But it'd be nice to have.
Yeah.
We need to get a generator next or anything else.
Yeah. We also looked at like geothermal heating and stuff like that too. That's just the problem with that is I think it's just too expensive for what it's gets you back. I mean, yes, you can be kind of off grid, but man, that's expensive to dig all that. Right. Yeah, the batteries are, and of course they're the most important part, really.
Right. Because if you don't have that, then you don't really have
right.
a
You
good
got to be
solar
able to
power
store
system.
it. Somebody was saying something about that the other day, that you could just carry around a solar panel, and I was like, that's not exactly how it works. I mean, you can, but you're not going to get consistent voltage out of it. So, it'll only work in full sun depending on what it is you're trying to charge. So you can't just hook up directly to a solar panel and charge your phone, or not consistently at least.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's neat to be able to see other people's experience with it and see what they've had success and failures with and what they've learned. So, same with gardening.
Right.
Everything.
Well, and that's also a nice thing about this community too, is you guys can work on that. We'll work on something else.
We'll get together.
I'm not sure what
right.
we're working on to help you, but
we're just trying to stay alive.
we appreciate you doing what you're doing. Yeah, one of the things that we wanted to do or see if we could do is create a pump from the spraying head up here up to the field for irrigation. We're just running a hose right now off of the well from the house, which is fine. It works.
Through the dryer vent.
Through the dryer vent. Yeah, exactly. You can. Yeah, but it's not just a solar panel. They definitely make all kinds of different stuff now. So I've got like some little solar panels downstairs because I do. One of my hobbies was electronics and building circuits and things like that. So I wanted to, have a robot that I could just put outside. So I was trying to build robots at a point. That's not my priority right now. Gardens is my priority, but
unless you can build a robot
I'm gonna get. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna get back into that though. But yeah, so I got a couple little 5-volt solar panels that. Yeah.
That dog was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one thing. Go ahead, sorry.
I was just saying, keep having big bugs like that.
Yeah, one thing also is we could do wind up here because again we are up on a ridge.
We get plenty of wind.
So I think we want to kind of, when we get to that point, we're not at that point now, but when we start looking at if we want to do energy independence, then that would also be something we would probably look into, a small scale form of it. We're in Virginia.
It's funny, in our county, there's all sorts of like solar, what do they call them? Solar
farms, yeah.
They just put one up not too far from us.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I knew more about when, but again, it's one of those things where at this point I'm just worried about squash bugs.
Squash bug power. We'll put them on a little treadmill.
Yeah, we're in Buckingham County. So central.
They're in Virginia.
Yep. Worcestershire is.
I don't know where Lee County is. Is that Southwest Virginia? Let's Google it. It's Googleable.
It's as if we don't have this wonderful machine that I can find out anything.
You do a satellite image of his property for us. Let me see. I'll just click on that and it'll show you the whole. No, not the other button. Yeah, Southwest West Virginia.
Yeah.
Just keep going. Just keep.
Seeing how far he is from us.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't.
It shows you how big Virginia is.
Jeez.
You're 5 hours and 21 minutes from us.
Still in Virginia. That's crazy. So they're 5 minutes from town. Virginia is huge.
Yeah, especially.
You think about like that tail of it, tail end of it.
Well, I hate it
going for 8 hours in Virginia.
Yeah, I drive to Alabama because that's where my family is. And it's like 11, 12 hours or so, depending on how fast I'm going. And half of it's in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
So you're coming back and you think, all right, I hit Virginia, I'm almost home. And you are nowhere near home.
It's another 5 hours.
Yeah.
About as far as that. Yeah,
almost, yeah.
So where does that put you? Yeah. Not too far off of Kentucky and Tennessee, huh? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right at the tip. Huh?
Yeah, we're pretty much dead center of Charlottesville, Lynchburg, and Richmond. So
yeah, Kentucky's 35 minutes in.
Well, I think it's probably getting late for us. We need to go inside and eat the rest of this squash. I got to eat all the squash.
I know, it made it too spicy for me.
That's a lot of squash I cooked too. So, lesson learned. If you're using, what was that spice called?
It's the adobo that you picked out.
Yeah,
right?
but it's not. It's we
Good
definitely
talking
appreciate
to
you guys. So, y'all take it easy. See you later. Bye.